welcome to Situations and Conversations. I am your host, Renee. So happy that you're joining us today because we're talking about hair. Our hair is beautiful. I'm talking to all of my beautiful black and brown babies out here who have often been told or made to feel like their hair is less than or not desirable or just plain old ugly. Not true. Not the case. We are dispelling all of that today, and I am so excited to have some very wonderful beauty professionals locally right here in Portland on the show today. So let's do this. All right. I would love to welcome Miss Cher'e Nichole of Hair Unlimited. Clap it up. Yep. We also have Miss Chanesa Hart of Revelation Hair Design. Both owners, that's right, both owners and beauty professionals and education specialists when it comes to hair care. Hi, ladies. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having us.
I'm so happy to have you guys here because, I mean, you both have, I've sat in both of your chairs. And we've also had conversations throughout the years about our hair being beautiful. And I take a pause because I get a little emotional about it because I was not raised feeling like my hair was beautiful. Not in my own home. My parents definitely told me that, you know, we were different and our hair is beautiful. But when I got outside the house, it was a whole nother story. And I'm 47 years old now, and it still carries to this day. So I really wanted to have this conversation, not just for our babies out here, so that they can grow up knowing how beautiful they are from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet, but also for the grown-ups out here like myself who have a hard time embracing the beauty that comes, you know, off of our crown. So I was very intentional today because I wanted to make sure I had some cornrows. So how'd I do?
Fresh.
They good? They good? Okay, good. This is a struggle because I know that there's a natural hair care movement going on lately, and I'm trying to keep my babies, my 3 daughters, in the natural hair realm to embrace their beautiful natural hair, but I struggle doing that on my own. I am quick to want to put a relaxer in my hair. So for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, we like to call this creamy crack. What that is if you know, crack is very addicting. So we say creamy crack in our circles when we talk about relaxing or straightening or chemically straightening our hair. And I was raised on that. I can remember when I've got my first little kitty perm. That's what we call them, perms. Relaxers. And it's so addicting that I was addicted to the cream getting laid on my scalp, whether it burned or not, because I wanted it to be bone straight, and that's what I'm used to. And so as 47, I'm still struggling, y'all. So I'm done talking. I want to hear from you guys. I'm sorry, I had to set it up though, so you understand why I might be like a little like, okay, so if you say so. Can we talk a little bit about the history of our hair? Chanesa, I know that you and I have had this conversation behind the scenes quite a bit.
Oh, yes.
So, as I mentioned, there was a whole like assimilation going on with Black folks wanting to make sure that we fit in as much as possible, including with our hair. Hence, the relaxer.
Right.
But we've moved away from that. Can you talk to me about that?
So there's been an awakening. People are learning that they're different and they're unique in their own right, and they're becoming more comfortable with that. You know, there was a period of time, and it goes far back. You know, slavery is where it initiated, and moving forward into progressive times, things that were learned behavior, ideals about our hair, the way that we perceived our hair, how we should care for our hair, what our hair looks like. And so now that we're beyond these things and we've moved into a progressive generation where we're seeing ourselves in a different light, we say we don't have to be like anybody else.
Right.
We can be ourselves and still be beautiful. We don't have to conform. We don't have to assimilate with the standard that has been developed as beauty. We are beautiful. We are the standard.
Yes.
So let's do this.
Yes. And thank you for that, because there is a beauty standard that's been out there for, I can't tell you how many times I thought Black people didn't wash our hair because I never saw any Black people on TV in commercials washing their hair. Yeah. Think about it. Back in the day, like, this is fairly new when we're starting to see Black hair care products in the mainstream and on TV. And it's crazy because, I mean, Black people have been around for as long as we've been around.
Exactly. We're not new. And our hair is not new. This is not a foreign thing. It becomes foreign for someone who doesn't understand or know. And oftentimes, to simply put it, to dispel that misconception, foreign is anything that's not like you.
Right.
So we're all different. We all have our different DNA, different body types, different hair types, even amongst Black people.
Right.
Every head is different. And oftentimes we want to put people in categories so that we can be comfortable, so that we can feel like we have to fit in a certain group to be accepted. And that's not the case. And even in our own community, we have started dispelling that. It's okay that your hair is curly. It's okay that your hair is straight. It's okay that your hair is coarse. Your hair is fine. Your hair is wavy. Our hair is magical. And that's where we should leave it. We should leave it with this. Beauty is not a trend. And we've got comfortable with doing trends. Perms, relaxers, those were trends. That was the thing we did.
Yeah.
And now the trend shifts. The trend is constantly changing. It will continue to change. But if you begin to change your ideal and perception of what beauty is, it's not a trend. We're not chasing after something so that we can fit in. We are existing as who we are.
Okay.
So once you figure that out, it's not a trend. You stop chasing the trend.
Okay.
Beauty is a transformation. Transform the way you see yourself. Transform the way you take care of yourself, how you style your hair. Be different.
Yeah,
Be
let's talk
unique,
about
be
that
you.
styling of hair, though. There are a lot of our babies who have caregivers who don't know how to do our hair. And a lot of them don't care to learn either, which I'm finding very frustrating. I remember being a social worker in child welfare and always having to have a conversation about caregivers taking care of Black and brown babies' hair. So Cher'e, let's have this conversation. I know that you have been really trying to get DHS, the Department of Human Services, right here in Oregon, to understand the importance of our hair. It is different, and you do need to learn how to take care of it, especially if you don't, come from our culture. There are a lot of, non-Black foster parents and caregivers out here taking care of kids who they're not, let's just say they're not familiar with how to do their hair. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, it all started back when I had a client in my chair that was a foster kid, and she had told me she's 30 years old, and she was telling me how traumatizing it was to grow up in a home where they didn't care about her hair. They were sending her to school where she was the only Black kid at the school, and her hair, that she would get laughed at, and they didn't know how to take care of it. They didn't even want to learn how to take care of it, and it's really traumatizing. It's not just a vanity thing when it comes to our hair. This is, like you said, it's our culture. This is us. And it's like when, you really have to be, just knowledgeable when it comes to when you're adopting these kids' hair. It's very important to be knowledgeable. Don't just adopt these kids and just think, they're just a token, or they're a handbag, or they're just, they're like, oh, I have a little Black kid, and I don't have to learn about the important things about the hair. You need to know that it's really important in our culture that they have to have their hair done. I have to really reiterate that Black women go to the salon on a regular basis.
Right.
Even as kids, it's like, that's what we do in our culture. You go every week or every 2 weeks or every month, and that's what it is, And it's like, they're like, oh, do you? Why?
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand.
That's right, and that's
but
the
our
thing.
hair, like you said, it's unique. It's not a scary thing. It's beautiful. That's why my motto is love yourself, love your hair, because regardless of what anybody does to your hair, you have to love yourself first. You have to love your hair first. And once you love yourself first and learn how to take care of that texture, you got the confidence that you can conquer the world.
Yeah.
Kitchen Killer Culinary Solutions offers private dining and luxury catering services that include custom menus and once-in-a-lifetime intimate chef experiences with Chef Kiara Hardy. From fine dining wine pairings to family-friendly barbecues, book your next personal chef experience at kitchenkiller.com.
We know that we have the beauty and brilliance to positively shape our lives. Unfortunately, racism, continuous displacement, and discrimination have created barriers to our success. So, if you feel invisible and you're not being heard, if the social, emotional, and educational needs of your kids aren't being met, we want you to know we are here. We see you, we hear you, We are ready to walk with you on your journey to success.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. It's Situations and Conversations, and today's situation is our hair. And fellas, I got you covered now. I am so happy to have Mr. Jamaal Lane with us from Champions Barbershop, as well as Barbering Institute. Can you give it up for Mr. Lane, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Man, I could not leave out the fellas. Come on now. I know that hair is not only important to us women, but to men as well, especially the barbershop. Right. And I know that we had some conversations behind the scenes, and we were talking a little bit about barbershop culture. Why don't you share with everybody the history of barbershop culture and what the barbershop means to the community?
Absolutely. The barbershop, you know, it's a place of community, first and foremost, always has been. The barber has always been a person that was respected and trusted in the community. That's something that has gone on for, you know, centuries, you know, since the ancient times. But as the barbershop, you know, was developed, it was a place for, I'm gonna just speak of the Black barbershop.
Yeah, please
culture,
do.
Right? It was a place for us to, for one, become entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? And put our own people on to a profession, into a career, and a craft. So it was something that we really held, you know, tightly and sacred to our community. It was a place where we kept up on what was going on in the community.
Right.
A place where we was actually able to, you know, empower, protect, you know what I mean, educate, all types of things, you know what I mean? And so the barbershop culture is something that is, again, sacred, I would say, and something that has always been needed and respected in the community. So I love the barbershop.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? The barbershop saved my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really?
To be honest, yeah, absolutely. You know, I became a barber in 2003. I mean, I would say I was born a barber, really, but professionally, I became a barber in 2003, and it gave me stability. You know what I mean? And that's what it does for a lot of young men and women that choose the role of barbering. It gives us stability, it gives a foundation, a career, you know, something that we can look forward to. So
I know a lot of people look forward to sitting in your chair. That's for sure.
absolutely.
That's for sure. Now here's
If you're
something.
good.
Right. If you're good. And I mean your chair, so I'm pretty sure they look forward to seeing you. Now, see, my dad was a barber, and I grew up in proximity to the barbershop, but I was never allowed in the barbershop because I understood that was like men's stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I understand the importance of the Black barbershop. And I think a lot of people get that from movies like Barbershop, but also, like most recently again, Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, again, revisiting the barbershop so many years later.
Mighty sharp.
And that camaraderie that is there, it is definitely a staple in the Black community, without a doubt. My question is, though, about Black men's hair. Do you all find it to be such a important piece of your identity like a lot of Black women do?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. You know, it's one of those things, man, as Black men, you already know, we got to show up a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just going into the world, we got to present ourselves in a way that speaks confidence, right? And having your hair intact, you know what I mean, is a way to do that. You know what I mean? Making sure your crown is right. You know what I mean? You're able to step out into the world, step into the work world, go to school, you know, all these different things, step to a woman, you know what I'm saying? You got to have your crown right. So absolutely, we make sure that our hair is intact. And even when we was kids, you know what I mean? Your parents wouldn't let you leave the house, you know what I'm saying, with your hair looking any old type of way. Boy, you're not going outside, you know what I mean, with your head looking like that.
Right.
Reason being, you represent your family, you know what I mean, when you leave the house. And so they wanted to make sure when you step foot in front of other people, you know what I'm saying, you represent it right.
I
you know
love
what
that.
I mean? So that same thing continues
I
today.
love that. I mean, I remember growing up with the brothers with the constantly, you know, doing the waves and having that brush going forward in just such a way. And I think there is something about that makes it puts everything together, you know, and it's a polished look. Now, speaking of the looks, though, how many different looks are brothers rocking these days? I mean, I'm seeing everything now.
Any and everything, you know. When we talk about these days, you know, it's one of those things like things come and they go. You know what I mean? There's so many styles. You talked about the waves, afros, braids, boxes, mohawks, all different types of stuff. You know what I
Dreads.
mean? Dreads,
Yep.
twists. And nothing is new under the sun when it comes to hair fashion, in my opinion. It's just kind of tweaked just a little bit. So these days, I mean, the more natural look, I wouldn't say unkept, but more natural texture, extra texture. You know, you got the curl sponge and things like that.
Yeah.
People doing that thing with a nice sharpness and all that. So,
Right.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to explore, and a good thing for other people who are not part of the African American culture to understand and learn that, yes, it's different, but trust me, it represents a sense of who people are. Absolutely. And I've been trying to get that message out for so long, and I'm so happy that, the Crown Act is hopefully going to be passed right here in Oregon, where people can't discriminate against you just because your hair is a certain way. That's old. That's tired. I'm over it. I can't tell you, I could never have worn my hair this way on television just a year ago. It would have been a problem. It was a problem. Let me just be candid. It was a problem. And so it made me start to think that maybe something's wrong with my hair. Maybe I'm a problem. Because, and it all trickles down. But that's the point of doing this show, having this conversation today. Our crown is exactly that. Wear it with pride. It's a crown that you wear, and you can do whatever you want to with your hair.
Absolutely.
Whatever
and us
you
as
want.
barbers, we responsible for polishing that crown.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
You come to us and get that crown polished, you know what I mean? Get it straightened up,
Right.
you know what I mean? So you go out into the world and represent like the king or queen that you are.
Absolutely. That's why people are going to be beating down champions' door,
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to get in your chair.
Yeah, they already do that.
I know
Yeah.
that. I know
My
that.
chair retired though. Like I'm
Are
away
you
from
done?
the chair.
Are you
yeah,
done?
yeah.
You're teaching now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
that's
So,
important.
Yeah, we got to have that because the next generation has to know what it is to be a barber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what the barbershop is meant to be and intended to be.
Well, we're going to have to try and make sure we keep it that way. Thank you so
We're
much,
gonna do
Mr.
that.
Lane.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank
you being
Thank
here.
you for having me.
Woo, see, fellas, I told you I got you covered. No problems, all right? We will be right back with more situations and conversations after this. Yes, thank you very much. Situations and Conversations with Renee is sponsored by Black Parent Initiative, learning and growing together so families can thrive. Education Explorers. Parents, with companies starting to bring people back into the office and workspace, count on Education Explorers for safe, quality, reliable, and culturally sound childcare. They have low to no cost spaces available for infants and children up to 4 years old at their 2 locations in Tigard. Contact them online at educationexplorershcc.com or give them a call at 971-266-3646. Furniture and decor provided by Home Place Furniture and Design. Get all your furniture and design needs at Home Place Furniture and Design, with 2 locations in Oregon to serve you. Wardrobe for Renee, that's me, provided by Janelle James Boutique, located at Bridgeport Village in Tigard. Styling services were provided by Don Cannon. All right, welcome back to Situations and Conversations. We are talking hair and doing hair. I can't believe I'm actually going to do this. Okay, back with us is Chanesa Hart of Revelations Hair Design. Hey, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. That is the whole purpose of this. You know,
Okay,
you
yes.
mentioned that hair can be difficult. And what do we do in those moments when we believe hair is difficult? We learn.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're trying something new today,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, what are we doing?
So let's look at our ladies here. Today in front of me, I'm going to give her a name. Her name is going to be Lisa today.
Hi, Lisa.
So Lisa's going to work with us and be our model.
Okay.
And we are looking at Lisa's beautiful crown. And oftentimes when people tell me, their hair is difficult, this is usually what I see. I see coarser textured hair that people can't figure out how to manipulate.
Right.
And so oftentimes, instead of saying, what do I do? They say, my hair is difficult. It won't do. Well, today we're going to dispel that myth.
Okay.
It does all types of things, good
Okay.
things, fun things. So today we are going to start by introducing you to the tools that you'll need to be able to do these things.
Okay.
As with anything, when you're preparing a creation, you need all the tools and equipment necessary to build that thing. I always tell my students, hair is a canvas. You are the artist. You can create a masterpiece at your will.
Okay, a masterpiece it will be.
Masterpiece. So Cher'e, here we go.
Yeah.
As you begin your masterpiece, you will need all of your tools. Detangling comb.
Okay, yes.
This helps that difficult idea be dispelled.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are combing natural hair, especially with coarse hair, you want to be very careful. It is very delicate. It breaks easily. So you want to take your time. Be patient. Be patient. Take your time. Holding the hair at the root. That's the hair that's growing from the scalp. You're going to take that detangling comb and comb from the ends toward the root, detangling very carefully, strand by strand.
Very important not to try and comb it from
Please
the root
don't.
up.
Please
because
don't.
it will hurt
Yes.
and break.
Yes. And
Yeah.
all that glorious hair that we want so bad. Oh, yeah, it's a fight to get it back once it's gone. So let's not do that. Let's have a good start.
Okay.
So once you've detangled the hair, you can begin using a new styling tool to design. Here we have a rat tails comb. The end of the comb is called the tail. Then you have the teeth. You can use this for parting. So as you're creating braids and twists and locks, you'll use this comb to design the hair by parting it into smaller sections to begin creating your masterpiece.
Gotcha.
When the hair is in the way, grab a clip. Once you've made your section, pull it off to the side. That way you can work on the section that you need to in that moment,
Gotcha.
okay?
Okay.
If needs be, you can use some scissors to trim ends if they're a little ratted.
Be careful,
Be careful,
though.
please. I honestly recommend that you seek a professional when you're
Yeah.
getting your ends trimmed. Oftentimes people can't gauge what needs to be taken off, but healthy hair requires trimmed ends.
I love that.
Okay.
Yes. Don't be afraid to get the ends trimmed. I get it.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
okay.
So here we go. We are about to design a masterpiece. Now,
Okay.
you said that it was difficult. Today, we are going to make it a little easier. I
Okay.
said a little bit.
All right. All right.
So
what
here
are we
we
gonna
go.
do? A braid or something?
We are going to do a braid.
You want me to do it
basic
too?
Cornrow. I want you to do this,
Oh,
Trey.
okay,
This is
yeah.
good.
Here we go.
Exciting. So, when making a basic cornrow, you are going to need what we call branches, 3 branches that are equal in size.
Yeah.
The way you create a branch is gather strands of hair into small groups.
Okay.
Each group creates a branch, okay? When you're creating a cornrow or any kind of braid, a braid that's braided away from the scalp or a braid that's braided to the scalp, these branches are what you need. You need 3 branches to create what we call stitches, okay?
Okay.
So, you have your 3 branches?
I do.
Now, Trey, have you ever played double dutch?
Yes.
Okay, so think of these as ropes.
Okay, but I didn't say I played well.
Oh.
I just have played double dutch.
Okay, well, let's practice.
Okay.
We're gonna practice.
Okay.
So, think
branches,
of
right.
your 3 branches.
Yep.
The branch in your right hand, you're gonna grab with your pointer finger and your thumb.
Okay.
You're gonna hold that there. You have a middle branch here.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna grab that also with your pointer finger and
Yep,
thumb and
got it.
set that aside.
Okay.
Using your opposite hand, you're gonna grab that outside. So think of your middle branch as your jumper and your outside branches as your ropes.
Oh,
We're
okay,
gonna
yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
jumper.
I got it. I think
All
I got
right.
it.
So crossing the middle branch over the branch on the left side,
Yeah.
you are going to use your pointer finger and thumb to grab that other rope. So we are twirling. Think of double dutch as if you were twirling outward and that middle man is jumping.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So he's jumped on out of the rope.
Oh, let me
There we
catch him.
go, there
let
we
me
go,
catch him because
there
he
we go,
jumped all
catch
the
him.
way
Don't-
out.
don't
Okay,
let
I
him
got
leave
him. I
you.
got him. I got him. And
We're
you
gonna
just
go.
keep going.
Keep going. Jumping
Lord.
rope. We're
Okay.
twirling on the outside.
Yeah.
We're jumping in the middle.
Okay, wait. Cher'e.
Cher'e, she says she needs
Cher'e,
some
come on over here.
assistance.
Cher'e Nichole from Hair Unlimited. I'm getting some tangly jumpers that they don't want to stay in the jump rope. Or
They don't
something.
want to stay in.
Wait, this don't look right. Now, what is that? What is
So,
this?
Cher'e, can you help Miss Trey here?
What is this?
Because her jumper has left the building.
What is this? I mean, come on. Okay, look. You
So
go
let's
ahead.
go from the beginning.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
start from the beginning.
Okay.
Get your branches.
Are they branches? Is it jump rope? I'm
I
confused.
know, which one is it?
Okay.
All these terminologies.
Does it help to have fingernails?
You
No,
know,
or
in
not
all
so
honesty,
much?
you don't need nails.
Okay.
Nails can act as detanglers as well, but it's not necessary.
Okay.
So I like to use this mantra with our branches that are jumping rope.
Mm-hmm.
Middle over left, right under middle. Our middle branch is going to go over our left,
Mm-hmm.
and our right branch is going to come under our middle.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the mantra you will use to dance your way through this cornrow, okay? middle over left, right under middle. Now, cornrows, I would be lying to you to say that this is easy. It is not.
Okay.
This is practice. As with any other styling technique, practice.
Well, guess what? I'm loving the fact that you are so practice perfect, and so are you, that I send my babies to you both and me as well. But listen, in all honesty, this is a skill, but it's something that we can all learn. Look at your, oh my gosh, look at that.
See? Practice.
It didn't look anything
You
like
see?
that.
Once what was difficult is now a little easier.
Okay, well, I'm gonna practice.
You can get in there.
Oh Lord.
Pick it on up. Pick it on up.
Okay.
Get
well,
the
while I-
twirling.
wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait. Oh,
Okay, that one under
how
there.
am I doing it?
Yeah, there
See? There
okay,
it is.
Oh,
There it is.
I got some extra jumpers from below. Okay, well, listen.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you
you go.
guys so much. Seriously, I mean, thank you for myself because clearly I don't do my own hair or my kids' hair. But thank you for everybody, all the viewers. I'm sure that this is going to be very helpful. All the information. I don't know if you can. Well, this is not helping nobody. Okay, I'm sorry. This is not doing it. But seriously, which one's my camera? Am I over here? Am I over here? I'm over here. Okay, great. Listen, you guys can go to the professionals. This is what you need to do, and they can teach you because you have classes coming up.
Yes.
Tell everybody real quick about your classes coming up.
Yes, we're going to have all kind of classes, braiding classes, flat ironing classes, anything that you need. You just hit up Cher'e Nichole. You can follow me at cher'e@gmail.com. You can hit me up there or cher'enichole.com for more classes.
That's what's up. And you already have classes.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell everybody about them.
So I have one-on-one braiding classes in which you can learn any technique dealing with protective styling, whether it be crochet, box braids, learning how to cornrow, twist, things of that nature. You can have that experience by having a one-on-one session with myself and learn hands-on. I also piloted an academy last year, which allows novice and both professionals to enhance their skill set by having a mentorship-based program where they will learn an extensive amount of training and skills through that program as they move towards certification.
Well, I don't think there's anything
here
left to
for
say.
you. Yes.
Except we want to thank one more time Mr. Jamaal Lane, give it up for him, and Champions Barbershop and Barbering Institute. Okay, so we got something for everybody. If you missed any of this, don't you worry about it. You can head over to YouTube. The Real Renee channel will have it all there for you, and we'll get you in touch with all of these fantastic local professionals so that you can get your crown right. Thank you guys so much. Our hair is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Situations and Conversations with Renee is sponsored by Black Parent Initiative, growing at the speed of relationships. Education Explorers, culturally sound, quality childcare you can count on. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.